Chair to please give us a current state of our economy. I would also like to know what fiscal policies will this government implement to fit our current state of our economy? What is our current unemployment rate? What policies will this government implement to address our current unemployment? What is this government spending policy? Will government continue to decrease spending, or will it stay constant? Will this government decrease taxes, or keep them constant, or increase them? Is this government involved in deficit spending? And what are the consequences of that? How does government plan on getting out of it? What fiscal disciplinary actions have you taken? How much more deficit spending will be needed to stimulate our economy? Does this government have a monetary policy? Does it have an economic policy? Does this budget meet the requirements of the National Accountability Ordinance? And does this government have a year plan for all ministries? Because during my tenure as a minister, I ensured that we always had a year plan to synchronize to our budget year so that it would be clear which policies are being implemented, what is costing the people, and what is expected to be generated from it. And I want to make sure that all ministries follow suit, because I believe only by doing so we can actually reach where we need to go. Does this budget contain the financial consequences of policy intentions? Is there any system to monitor and evaluate policy goals? Has an internal control department been reestablished and staffed within the Ministry of Finance? The new policy regarding commercial sex workers, what are the financial consequences of this decision? How much is projected as income versus how much we were collecting before? What will SFV collect from this new policy for commercial sex workers? Or will they have to get private insurance? How will the controls be carried out and by whom? And how much will this cost to be implemented? On page 2 of the budget that we received, there is an explanation, well, a small Article 5.1 talks about St. Martin Government Emergency Medical Services Foundation. Please explain why this is needed, how much it will cost, and are there any projected income from this as well? How does this government intend to stimulate structural growth and increase government's income? How many laws need to be amended or drafted to increase government's income? Please list them for me. The Bebe ZZ law is one that is supposed to, I guess, be on that list.
Madam Chair, last year the budget was labeled a skeleton budget. This year, it's mean and lean, very frugal with room for expansion, and as we just heard, a shotgun budget. Madam Chair, through you, let the minister tell us about the hope for each household in this budget. The people of St. Martin need to know it is their hard-earned money. And what can they look forward to in terms of infrastructure development and job creation? Where's the hope in the budget for improvement of the standard of living for the people of St. Martin? Were the ministries able to accomplish any goals that were budgeted for in 2015? If yes, can Parliament receive a detailed outline of such per ministry? So in essence, These are the ministry's plans, or these were their plans in 2015. This was accomplished, and this was the cost. This is needed to make a better comparison on what is being budgeted for in 2016. The policy document is very abstract and does not outline the policies of every ministry. Can you please provide me with a policy priority list for 2016? We heard about a structurally balanced budget. Based on the laws that are currently in place, government is required to pass a balanced budget. However, a budget that may fit the legal definition of a balanced budget may not, in fact, be financially sustainable. For example, a budget that is balanced by including the use of non-recurring resources, so the asset sales or water reserves, to fund ongoing expenditures, or by omitting recurring expenditures is not structurally balanced. A true structurally balanced budget is one that supports financial sustainability for multiple years. Government needs to make sure that it is aware of the distinction between satisfying the legal definition and achieving a true structurally balanced budget. Can I be provided with a list of potential risks associated with this budget due to the lack of funds? Can you please elucidate if the water reserves mentioned in the income is a non-recurring or recurring revenue, and how much was collected in 2015? Can you please elucidate why overheidsbijdrage, SZW, in the Ministry of Health was not budgeted for? When looking at a financially strong government, Madam Chair, the USA recession has proven that financial sustainability is necessary but insufficient to ensure the ongoing financial health of a government. Long-term financial planning plays a vital role in obtaining financial resiliency. After reviewing the multi-annual plan, I observed that it is very abstract and does not properly elucidate what plans government have for the long term. Does government have a reserve policy? A policy that outlines a prudent level of financial resources that government will maintain to prevent service disruption in the event of unexpected revenue shortfall or unpredicted expenditures? Or are there any plans in the near future to have one drafted? Does government have any reserves at the bank? And if yes, what is the amount? Can you please elaborate on what is being done to have a greater emphasis on long-term planning and forecasting in order to identify and anticipate budgetary challenges before they become unmanageable?
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Here we go. This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that have come to last. Here's to living in the now.
When you can afford what you crave, life just gets so
So
good.
alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey, I'm gonna live my life feeling good, so good.
See, so good for everyone.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas releasing. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want.
Hey, Bob, you're on family vacation. Oh, but your daughter's got the measles. But don't worry about it. With your Be Sure travel insurance, children under 12 are covered for free.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah, for free. Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
The problem with the APS and the SZV is more than 30 years old. And there has been neglect in the past to deal with it. And at the beginning of this country, 10-10-10, I think the first 2 years, this issue had not been addressed. But now we are obliged by the CFT to deal with this particular issue. Hence, we are dealing with it. My concern is, number one, what have we invested in the government administration building? In other words, what has been its actual cost to us? So that we can have an idea of what our losses are with regards to the price that has been accorded to it now of, I think, 53 million guilders. And what does this purchase lease really entail? What will the loan payment be? And what proceeds will go to both entities and in what proportions? Thirdly, when do we see ourselves paying off this debt while renting or leasing? And when will this building then, or I should say, how will this building then become ours? Will we in turn build a new one or leave this in the hands of the SZV? And if so, what will they then do with this particular piece of real estate? We need to have the specifics on the wider borrowing capacity that we need. Mention was made of 38 million. I would like to see the breakdown of exactly how we intend to use these funds. Any the presentation this morning, and I might be wrong, on page 8, it refers to the loans. It says in October 2016, a loan of 20 million matures. The loan originates from a refinancing of 6 loans that existed before because of the beautification programs that were executed before 10-10-10. But if I read on the toelichting in page 5, it says in oktober 2011 is een lening afgesloten met als bestemming de herfinanciering van een 7-tal bestaande leningen. I would like to know if it's really 6 or 7. And it states that the loan period was 5 years in the form of a obligation loan that did not have, I would imagine, any penalties if it was paid before time. But it matures now, and here it also states that it was 26 million as compared to 20 million. Are we talking about the same loan here, or is it another loan that we're talking about? I also want to look at what we could possibly do to save money, to recoup money, etc., so that this repetition is now a 6-year repetition of mean and lean budgets, where no one can really criticize each other because every administration, every government has come up with these lean and mean budgets.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Let me just start by picking out one of the questions that regarded the new administration building and the agreement that was arrived at with SZV and APS. Both of those agreements have been made available to the Court Recorder of Parliament And I assume that in due course, the court recorder or the recorder will distribute to the rest of the members of Parliament the actual letters that have been signed. Basically, there are two separate agreements, not a combined agreement with APS and SZV, but an agreement with SZV and an agreement with APS. The transfer of the Government Administration Building Agreement is with SZV. SZV will acquire the building. SZV will complete the building, and the government of St. Martin will be renting this building from SZV at a fixed or agreed upon rental basis of 6% of the investment in the building and whatever it will cost to furnish the building with furniture and fixtures. The 45 million that SZV will be paying to the government, they will take approximately 19 or 20 million of that, pay cash to APS. Or, to be a little more accurate, SZV pays the government 45 million. The government pays back 22.5 million about to SZV, and the remainder to APS. That will, as the director of APS, who smiled profusely after the deal, said that he's happy because now the APS pension fund has become positive, he said. So that was accomplished also with this arrangement. The debt will be to APS will be liquidated by a commitment on our part to make available to the APS the funds that are earmarked from the settlement with the Netherlands Antilles, which is approximately 60 million guilders, will go to APS. APS will have a debt of about, with that, once that payment has been received and passed on to APS, APS will be substantially paid. Additionally, Lot B and C, next to the administration building, was purchased by APS for a sum of about 4.4 million guilders, and that too will be credited towards the debt that the government has to APS. SZV will receive in its agreement the 20 million a year forced shotgun compensation that is required by the Kingdom Minister of...
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Leona Marlin.
Madam Chair, I do not understand the terminology shotgun. Can the minister please specify what shotgun is so that I'm taking notes so I can understand his response?
Thank you, MP. Minister, could you just explain, clarify your shotgun remark?
What I mean by shotgun, Madam Chair, is it has been a habit, it has been a way that when a young man is caught with a young lady, the father gets his shotgun and insists that this young man marries the young lady. So it's not a marriage that takes place with consensus from both sides, but they're forced to get married. So that description of shotgun is what I keep referring to as far as this budget is concerned, and I believe that I explained that earlier also, that given normal circumstances, this would not be the budget that would be lying before you. But given the instruction and the whole circumstances, as well as the timeline that we had to meet, which was originally 15th of December, and now upon my request was moved up to January 31st to reach Parliament. All of those pressures were really circumstances that I call shotgun, that normally you would want to have done it differently than how it now presently lies before you. Normally you make a budget and there is no threat. Normally you make a budget, you take the time, you make the planning, you set out all of the requirements the law has, all of the policies in a proper manner that's understandable for everyone, and you don't have somebody else telling you this is the direction you have to go or else. That's why I call it a shotgun. If that's then I was talking about the payments to SZV, which was the half of the value of administration building which we will be returning to them, as well as the commitment we made that when the settlement that were due, and those settlement discussions have already been held and confirmed, but at the last minute Curacao held things up because the committee, who by law was charged with the division of the assets of Netherlands Antilles, has completed their job and have determined what everyone's share is.